So Jeff, talk to us about how you started the project. What made
Uh,
you get into it, and how's it going so far?
it's going good. So I started this page over the summertime. Really, I've been kind of having this idea for a couple of years since COVID. When everything was locked down, I was seeing a few people put mental health panels on online. I'm like, oh, this is great. Why aren't more people talking about this, especially during lockdowns when everyone's really struggling with it.
Mhm.
So I just kind of had this idea, like I really want to try to kind of be positive and not take it away from my cosplay page, because I have a cosplay page, but I don't really treat it too seriously. It's just been always more of a hobby for me. Um, but so I started this page just to get the voice out there, because I've had some mental health struggles, and I've been always pretty open about it. It was pretty public when it happened, and that's actually what got me involved with cosplay. So if you want, I can go into all that real quick.
Please, please.
So I'll give you a little trigger warning. It does involve child loss. So the message board that you and my wife are part of was my son Xander. He was born in October 2008, and in May of 2015 he passed away. He was 6 years old. He had a sudden asthma attack. And he was in the hospital for a few days, and then we had to make that decision to take him off life support. So obviously one of the worst things anybody can imagine going through, that just there's no preparation for that. You can never be ready to look at that reality. As part of funeral proceeding, a lot of people were calling me, and there was a local group, Superheroes to Kids in Ohio. They had reached out, see if they could help out, maybe come to his funeral, and I asked them if they could go to his school, because they were having a field day memorial event. So a couple superheroes. We had, I think, Superman, Robin, Batgirl, and I think Poison Ivy come down and just hang out with the kids. Robin and Superman are martial artists, so they're doing some flips, doing some moves for the kids. I'm like, just putting a smile on these kindergartners' faces who just lost one of their best friends. And I'm like, you know what? This is how I'm going to pay it forward. I joined them as soon as I could, started buying costumes, spent way too much money on cosplay, but it was for a good reason. A lot of people can't, made donations to us. So I'm like, you know what, the least I can do is put some of that money back towards the community and how I can help out. So dealing with that, and I figure if someone who's lost a child very publicly can't talk about their mental health, who can expect anyone else to really want to? So I just kind of went all in and started throughout the whole process. I was sharing how crafting was helping me out with my mental health, and just having something to look forward to, the next convention, the next superhero event that I was going to be going to. So doing that, then my daughter, when she was old enough, she started joining in, so we had some team ups where I was Star-Lord, she was Rocket Raccoon, I was
Nice.
Wolverine in X-23. So we really made a good time about it, had some fun. And now she's 13 now, so she's doing her own stuff. She's gotten into her animes, so letting her do her thing, and I'm doing mine. And figure can't just be a Ghostbuster the whole time. Maybe I can do a little bit more for the community. So decided to launch
Awesome.
this page and just try to share some positivity and see where it went.
Love it, my friend. Well, listen, I'll open up the floor, but I just want to. I did it again. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. All right, my bad. I just want to say, for one, am sorry for your loss, of course.
Yes.
And I want to applaud you for being willing to. All right, it's gonna look a little weird. I'm gonna put me on screen. I want to applaud you for being. Oh my God! Don't put me in front of anybody. My goodness. I want to applaud you for being so willing to. Oh my God! I need some mental.
Just take a breath.
Okay, hold on.
Maybe
So I
put
need
us
to
on the
Show you
show you
reading
some
wall.
list.
grounding techniques I've been
Stroke the
learning.
furry wall. Stroke the
Yep.
furry wall. Woosah, woosah.
Remember, we're
It's gonna be
live.
okay.
We're live. We're live.
We're live. It's okay. Stroke the furry wall. You got this. All right. I think I got it. All right. Here we go. Yes, thank you. All right, we're good. Applaud you for being able to go through what you went through, share it with us, and then also have the wherewithal to say, you know what, I may not be the only one who's going through this. So kudos to you. Could you maybe delve a little bit into, and then I'll pass it around the horn, exactly how cosplay, as opposed to maybe other therapeutic options, is so helpful to folks in our nerdy community?
It gives you a chance to escape. from just the day-to-day realities that can be pretty brutal as we're seeing lately. So it just gives you a chance to dress up and not be yourself for a weekend maybe. And at the same time, a lot of people overstress about it. It's like, guys, we're supposed to be here having fun. If you're on stage in competition, that's where the competition is. On the hall floor, just appreciate the artwork and the crafting. And regardless of level, people are showing up for maybe the first time in, Walmart, Halloween costume. Cheer them on and like, hey, they showed up. They're doing something. They're taking a chance because you still have to walk from the parking lot into the arena. And for a lot of people, that can be overwhelming being, out there in public, even though you might not even see, you'll probably never see anybody you recognize. But, it's supposed to be having fun. And a lot of people, I think I've lost that with the competition angle and, people just judging each other so much in the community.
I have one more comment and then I'm going to throw it back to Nali. This speaks directly to me, if I will. Let me just go ahead and just get us full screen because I had a little, I struggle constantly. I literally have to stay numb to keep myself from having racing thoughts that tell me constantly how shitty a person I am, how much better I should be doing, how many mistakes I've made and how irreconcilable I am. And so what say you to the notion that if I do cosplay and I get to go to Comic-Con for that weekend and be somebody else, that once that weekend's over, I got to go right back to that same situation. Does that in any way pose any potential hazards, or in your experience, is that small escape a necessity to be able to fill those gaps in the mental health aspect, if that makes any sense? You feel what I'm saying?
Oh, it does. So what I do, after the con weekend, I try to take a day or two just to relax. Sure, I'll probably still have to go to work, but I'm not going to focus on anything for maybe up to the next week. But it's just, then I start looking forward to the next one. Whether I'm going to wear the same thing or just who's going to be there, what celebrities you can meet. It's just trying to look forward to that next vacation without, really blowing a ton of money. It's how, because I'd love to, go to Florida, go to Hawaii or something like that, but that ain't quite in the budget. But $60 or $100 for a weekend ticket, okay, that's a full weekend of entertainment and, meeting friends I don't, only see online every now and then. So, it's just that good opportunity, and then you can start planning for the next one. That's how I've always looked at it. And it just, because I definitely had some dark days after losing my son, but having that thing to look forward to really helped push me to keep going with it all.
Awesome. Nali?
So in regards to your platform, what's the biggest piece of advice you could give other cosplayers, other nerds that are struggling with their mental health? What's your biggest, this is important kind of nugget of advice for them?
I would say talk about it. A lot of people want to keep it really close to the vest. They don't want to, put themselves out there that they're struggling, but everyone's struggling. If they want to admit it or not, everyone is dealing with some stuff. And having that community where you can really talk to each other about, and just in a peer-to-peer way. Because I had gone through therapy. My therapist recommended I get this certification. So I'm a licensed certified peer recovery supporter. So what that is state of Ohio, where I live, they put on this class, and a lot of other states will do this too, where their peer is just a person talking to a person. We're not really trained on book learning. It's like, hey, this has worked for me. Maybe it'll work for you. What do you think is going to work for you? Versus a therapy where they're going to tell you, okay, well, this is what you have. This is what you should do. And let's look at it in 60 days to see how you're doing. That peer is what we really need to build a network in the cosplay community, where we're not competing. We're just looking out for one another and each other's mental health. Because sometimes all you need is someone to talk to vent to, and you can kind of move past some issues. So that's why I'm probably not going to look for any more additional training versus outside of this, because I really want to just be peer-to-peer support. Therapists are great; they're absolutely needed. People that can tell you what medicines to take, absolutely in a place. But I think this is that first level to really help open a lot of people up that might not be willing to talk about it. So I figure, hey, put myself out there and But you're just trying to get people to open up and share is going to be highly important for mental health, especially going forward.